Have you ever wondered what you could do to help cats in need? There are so many ways, and they don't always require money. Some stories are really inspiring, and I hope you agree that this one today is. I'm talking to Jenny Kalahar, who is a novelist, editor, and publisher. Jenny was a bookstore owner in Ohio who did something amazing for cats in need. If you're looking for some inspiration, then this video is for you. Jenny, so nice that you have time to be there with me here today.
Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, well, you are a used bookseller, novelist, poet, editor, and publisher of, in Elwood, Indiana. So I wanted to ask you about the time when you had the bookshop in Athens, Ohio. You were fostering and finding new homes for felines, for little kitty cats. And I want to know, how did this all happen? How did you become a foster site with your used bookstore?
All right, my husband and I, Patrick, moved to Athens, Ohio, which is the home of Ohio University. And we had brought our cat, Stomper, from Michigan, and he was in the store, and everyone was intrigued by him. Purebred British short hair. Round. Everything on him was round, big round eyes, just gorgeous. And the mascot for Ohio University is the bobcat. People would think we had a baby bobcat. He would sit on the counter by the cash register, and he only warmed up to my husband and me. So everybody else just got the scowl. And he sat there, obviously wanting to be admired, but would not let anybody pet him. We thought we should get Stomper a companion cat. We went to the local Humane Society, and while we were there, we saw how overcrowded they were. And we talked to one of the volunteers, and she said, after we had said that we had a bookstore, that other businesses in town were fostering satellites. This was relieving some of the burden of the shelter and helping them to stay no-kill. So we thought, we could do that too. They provided us with a cage and the starter food and brought a cat, and we didn't want to keep the cat in the cage. And we took generally 2 or 3 at a time. This was great for customers. A lot of the kids, as it's a college town, missed being able to interact with their pets from home.
Right.
They're in town with other pets. This was a place that they could go interact with an animal again. And it was such a positive, cozy environment. And we adopted over 50 cats over the years.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So other stores downtown started to be satellites as well. We had dogs, cats, rabbits, anything to help the shelters out. It was just so beautiful.
Oh, that's amazing. So you started a trend that other people followed.
There were 2 before us, but then it kind of kept escalating from there.
Right. So what did people think when they came into your store and they saw the cats there?
I think the reaction was, this is perfect. This is just such a cozy environment, and you could pick up a cat, browse the books, sit in a chair, and just enjoy the cat while you read. So a lot of it was surprise at seeing them. Mostly our customers knew we had Stomper before, but this was an added thing. So we had to always say, he's ours. And the companion, the cat that we adopted, she's ours. But some of them were there maybe only a day or 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then one cat we had for 1.5 years. So we had no time limit, just whenever they warmed up to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So during that time, what meant the most to you when you did this? What was the most important thing for you?
The most important thing was helping the Humane Society remain a no-kill shelter.
Right.
If we could relieve the burden on them, they would not have to be pressured to free up space in a less humane way.
That is very important. So let me ask you, were there any parts that were difficult for you? And if so, what was it?
Saying goodbye when
Ah,
a cat would get adopted, especially if we'd had that cat for a while. But the nice thing is, some of them came back for visits,
okay.
got to see them again, or
Oh,
their new family brought in photos to show us the new home environment and how well it was going. And that was always so sweet too.
that's
Like, it was sad, but it's like with a human fostering situation, you take them so that you can find them a forever home. It's that same good feeling that you would with a child.
ah. So, were there actually customers sometimes that just came to pet the cats or to see the cats?
Yes. And that was always good too. Now, all the actual adopting went through the shelter. We didn't handle screening or any of the paperwork. We were simply there to be a satellite and to provide a safe, comfortable environment for both the humans to interact with the cats with the humans.
I love that. I love that. And do you have any memory that was the funniest or the cutest or your favorite memory of that?
We had one cat named Buglet, and I love the name so much I used it in a future cat of mine, and I used it in my book series. Buglet loved Worm. She would go, remember the old monitors, computer monitors with the large backs on them?
Yeah, yeah. They would lie on there, right?
She'd
Yeah.
get up there, curl her toes over the edge of the screen. As soon as she fell asleep, her toes would relax and she'd slide off. She'd get up there, do it all over again. But
Uh,
another cat, the only time we actually used the cage was with a cat named Smitty.
mhm.
Big, fluffy black cat. Too, too wild to really roam the aisles. He just could not relax. And it looked like he was not going to calm down. We had an employee named Fred. Fred fell in love with Smitty, took Smitty home to his farm.
Oh,
And a few months later, Fred brought in photos of Smitty relaxing on the couch, and they have a horse, and there's Smitty on the pole, the horse right here, the
oh.
horse playing guitar with its tongue, and Fred doing the fretwork. It's so cute. Just a total change in that cat from being too feral to get adopted to turning into a lap cat and a horse cat.
Oh, that's amazing. What a cute story. That's heartwarming. I love it. So tell me, what brought you to write your first novel about your cats and,
Well, when we moved here to Indiana in an old schoolhouse, we were no longer an open store. And I thought, I still love the idea of businesses as fostering sites. What can I do on a larger scale to spread this idea? So I thought, I've always loved writing. I've always been a poet and a story writer. Let me try to write a novel set in a bookstore that fosters cats.
uh,
So then I also have a character who's a foster child as an apprentice. So I
mhm.
parallel the human fostering with the cat fostering and try to really give it that true atmosphere of how cozy and heartwarming and sweet that experience was, what it means to a cat, what it means for the booksellers and the whole downtown environment. Just everybody in love with this idea. When we did it, I wanted to convey that in a story. So that's what I did with Shelf Under Sea. Now it's grown to 4 novels, and each novel has a different cat or cats who find forever homes.
That's fantastic. And you can buy those, you are self-publishing, right? So you can buy your novels on Amazon. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes.
On Amazon. So your first novel, the title was?
Shelf Under Sea, a tale of used cats and books.
Oh, oh, okay, wow.
So with each
That's
successive book, you get to know more about the booksellers and the foster child who then is adopted, and all these offshoot characters. Everybody just, it's a warm, cozy, very cat-centric series. Very positive.
Yes, that's wonderful. And from what you told me, the people that took over the bookstore, they are still having cats in there, and they're still foster cats, right?
Yes, in our same building in Athens, Ohio, they right away started fostering as soon as they moved in, and 23 years later, they're still doing it.
That's fantastic. Oh, I love that. So if you're ever in Athens, Ohio, please come visit. What's the name of the bookstore?
Our bookstore is the Story Shop. The business there in Athens is the Import House. So
Okay.
it's a completely different business now, but they kept up the tradition.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic. I love that. Well, you know, I think this is very encouraging for other people to also see what you can do to help cats in need, you know, and to find new homes. That is so heartwarming and lovable. I really, really love this idea. Jenny, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, we're going to air that and see if we can spark some ideas for other people to, you know, adopt cats, and also to help the Humane Society and other, you know, shelters and cats in need. Thank you so much. Okay. That's all for today, my wonderful cat crazy crowd. Thanks for hanging out with my cats and me today. Please subscribe and like and comment and share. And if you want to help out our channel, then become a member of Patreon or pick up some amazing cat crazy merchandise like these shoes here on my website. Until next time, stay cat crazy, and don't forget, cats rule and so do you.